Hi guys, Matt Chan here with Train for the Win. So we utilize the rower pretty regularly and it's one of the easiest pieces of equipment to use, but it's also one of the easiest pieces of equipment to use incorrectly. One of the things that is super important when you're rowing different pieces is setting your damper for the appropriate distance that you're rowing. So we're going to discuss on how to set that up. And really what it comes down to is utilizing the display drag factor option on the monitor itself. So to access the display drag factor, all you need to do is push menu back. That will either turn on your monitor or it will bring it back to the main options. And towards the bottom, it's going to say more options. I'm going to click more options. Now, you've got depending on which monitor you have, you're going to have a multitude of options from there. The top one is generally display drag factor. Now, once you click display drag factor, it's going to say row to display drag factor, and it's going to be blank. Now, at this point in time, that's where I'm going to strap into the rower, and I can row at any pace I want, whether it's slow, medium, or fast. It's always going to display the same drag factor, because what this comes down to is the speed at which the fan slows down inside of the flywheel here. So I'm going to put my feet in. I'm going to give a couple tugs on this guy, about 15 seconds. And for each of those pulls, after the initial 2 pulls, a number popped up. And mine says 76, and that's at a drag factor of, a damper setting of 1. Now, if I do the total opposite of that and slide the damper all the way to 10, I'm now increasing the airflow into the fan, which means it's going to slow down faster. Give 3 or 4 pulls. And I feel significantly more resistance with every pull. And what you see on the drag factor here is 194. Okay, so here's the lesson of the whole spiel here. First, I'm probably rarely gonna row at a 10. I'm also rarely gonna row at a 1. So most of our options are gonna be set by displaying a drag factor between 105 and 150, okay? Let's break this down. First, anything over a 2K, generally you're going to row between 105 and 120 based on your strengths and weaknesses, okay? So if I slide my feet in, I switch the damper to let's just say a 5 because I'm going to row a 2K. Give it a few pulls. I see a 112. So for a total volume without rest or minimal rest of 2K or more, I'm going to want to be around 105 to 120. I'm at 112. This could be the appropriate damper setting for that piece. Second, if I'm going to row a little bit shorter than that, let's call it 500 meters to 2K. I'm going to want to fall within a drag factor of 120 to 135. So I know I'm going to slide this up. Right now I'm setting it at 7. We'll see where that lands me. Give it a few pulls. And it came out to 146. So that's too high for that duration that I mentioned earlier. I'm going to move it down to 6.5. Give it a few more pulls. And now I'm at 129. So this would be appropriate for that duration of 500 meters to 2,000 meters. Now the last kind of thing is these really short pieces, so up to 500 meters. I'm gonna want a drag factor of 135 to 150. Unless you're just a very powerful individual, that 150 is generally kind of where the stopping point is. So I'm gonna slide this thing up to 7.5. Give it a couple pulls. 149. So for me, my 3 settings that I would work from with this rower are 5 for longer duration, 6.5 to 7 for medium duration, and 7.5 to 8 for very short duration. Don't set it at a 10. Don't set it at a 1 unless you're warming up. That's generally it. So give you a quick example. Christine, classic CrossFit workout, 3 rounds, 500 meter row, deadlifts, and box step-ups, or box jumps. So we're rowing a total of 1,500 meters. What are you gonna set your damper at? Got to figure that out. It's that middle duration one. And we'll see that what yours is going to be set up for. Give that a shot. Hopefully it improves your stamina on a rower and therefore your improvements in some of these workouts that we do. All right, Matt with Train for the Win. We'll see you guys around soon.